What's up, guys? It is December 18th, currently 1 p.m. or 1:02 p.m. if you want to be very exact. We're going to go over the trades I made today. Pretty excited, even though I lost 1,400 in my paper account. I did make 574. Let's blow this up. $574 in my Tradenet account. So started with $14,000. It is now $14,153 because I was in the hole pretty decent. So I made two trades in this account. This trade right here was like $16 winner. It was nothing big. If I'd have held on to it, it would have been like $100. But it was a pretty expensive stock. So average cost, you can see I got in $128 per share. So, and I bought 100 shares. So it was like $12,000 I got in. So to only make $16, really that's only going to pay for the commissions of the trade. So no big deal. But MIRM is the stock that we ended up making the money on, and I was watching it pretty closely. I was watching it yesterday too and actually lost money on it. But and as you can see, I mean, it kept going. It beasted up. So let's see if I can remember how to pull up my trades. There we go. There's my trades. Let's see. I gotta move you to make this smaller. I guess I don't have to do that, but it makes me feel really good when I do it. Okay, let's see. It's so funny that these are not in order ever. So LLY. We'll go over that one real quick first. LLY. So I got in at, on this second candle here, no, this green candle here, 931 at 128. Let's see, boom, 128. And it went all the way up to 128.68, but I held on to it, and then I sold as it came back down. I didn't want to go red and get any further into the hole, selling at 128.16. So, you know, basically right here. And I should have held because it came down, touched 128, and then shoots all the way up to 129.30 something. So it could have been a $130 winner easily if I'd have just waited 2 more minutes. But I don't know, I just didn't want to go red on it. So obviously next is MIRM. It's the only other stock I traded in this account today. Actually, before I do that, let's go look at. So if you look at the 5-minute, Monday is when it initially had its big spike, opening up at 11.32, spiking to $22. So that was 100% gain on the day, and then came back down and consolidated under $18 for the rest of the day. So yesterday when I traded it, I was looking to get in at the break of $18. Spikes up, it breaks it. I got in, came back down, took a loss, and then it came pretty far down, all the way down to 15.75. Finally found some support, and then this morning, I was watching it for a rebreak of 18. Let's get back to the 1 minute. And I called it out in Discord, and let's see when and what. Well, to start, let's see, today. Where in the world? Oh, I just said I'm watching MIRM to break $18. Let's see. I don't know if I mentioned it before that or not. Nope, I basically just said there's not really a lot going on today, but called it out to watch it for break 18. It breaks 18, spikes all the way up to 18.30, then runs up to 18.68, and then up to $19. I got in at 18.40 because it's kind of tricky getting in on this play because I don't want to market order in because then I'm buying at the very top on the ask. Let me zoom in here for people who don't really know a lot about trading. So you have the bid, And that's what people are willing to buy it for, and the ask. This is what people are trying to sell it for. So right now it's only a 3-cent spread. Oh, now it's 5 cents. Now it's 14 cents. When it's moving quick, it'll be like a 40 to 50 cent spread. I've seen dollar spreads. I've seen $1.50 spreads. Now, if you market order in, you get this price. That's what people are willing to sell it for. You market order in, you're saying you're willing to pay for that. So, well, it's not always like that, but that's, usually that's what happens. So I was trying to get as low as possible. But when there's like a 40 to 50 cent spread, if you put it here, you're just hoping, somebody over here decides they want to sell at the bottom of what people are asking. So I put it like in the middle. So for example, let's make it easy. If it says $26 and this says $25.50, I'm going to put my bid around $25.75, $25.60. I'll even look over here at the time and sales and see what orders are going through. Like if orders are going through at $25.65, that's where I'm going to put my limit order in. So I put a limit order in at $18.40. Luckily it got filled. Okay, yeah, just making sure that fit the screen. So yeah, so I get in $18.40 here with 500 shares. Ooh, let me do some math real quick and see how much. That was $9,200. So I could have went with 100 more shares, but just got in with 500 shares, and I took off half at 19. So sold 250 at 19. Sold 50 at 1970. And I really wished I'd have set this at like 1910 or 1915, because when it broke through, it was like just straight up to 1920. And there was a little resistance at 1920, but then it continued further. So then I sold 100 at $20. I sold 50 at 21 and 50 at 25, because this candle here, it looked like it was slowing down, and after you get a big run up, sometimes you get a big drop. But I wish I'd held longer, at least 100, those last 100 shares. But it is what it is. So got out at 21, 20, 21. So yeah, right in here in 2025. So whatever. Not bad. In here, took off half here, out. So not a bad trade. Finishing up 574. And as you can see on my paper account, I finished up 1,260 on it, and that's me not even trading this at all in this account. I traded it, I think here, but we'll go over that right now. So drag this over, get rid of that. Let's just pull up a single chart here. Oof, got lines everywhere. And then we're going to start with what I actually traded in this account, because I'm actually finishing down in this account like $1,400. So, monitor, pull everything over because I zoomed in so you can see the chart better. That way you can see all the executions and crap. What did I do? There we go. All right. So let me pull this up. So you can see right here, I'm finishing down $1,432 on this account, which isn't that bad considering. XRF, I'm pretty sure that was the big loser that I had. I don't even know if it was on my watch list. It was called out. XRF was moving, and let me show you what I was looking at. So I pulled up the daily chart, and it's making this big giant U shape, where back on December the 3rd, it hit it gapped up and then hit a high of 270 and then came down. So it was making this big U shape, and when I seen it, it was somewhere in between 250 and 270, and I was like, well, at the break at 270, we're going to be hitting new highs for the year. Well, yeah, new highs for the year. Let's look at a 3-year chart. Ooh, see, if I looked at a 3-year chart, well, it's not really that much resistance. More of the resistance would have been like 250s, but any case, I'll go ahead and put this here for future reference. $3 will be the next resistance line. So that's what I was looking at. I was thinking the break of 270, we would be off to the races. As you can see, I'm finishing down $2,040 on this one ticker. So I got in with 4,000 shares. It's about $9,000 at $259. So boom, right here. It hits 270. I was up, like 400 bucks, and then it came straight back down. And I was waiting to see if it was going to curl back up, but it did not. This candle opened up, it popped up, and then straight back down. Getting out at 421. That's what happens when you market order out. You get at the bottom there. So then I seen this one just pop right back up. I'm like, I'm going to get in with another 4,000 shares. Getting filled at 256. Because I thought, well, this time it's going to go. All the people who were taking profits at the top here are out, and then the buyers are going to get back in and push it up. Nope, didn't happen. So, I added in this candle. I'm sorry, not that one. Are you kidding me? So yeah, this candle here. Boom. And then as it dropped back down, 243. With a total of $2,040 loss. So, yeah. It's actually my first trade, so I was pretty far in the hole there. INPX. I honestly don't even remember this trade. Or do I? Oops. Okay, yeah. This was the one that was opened at what, opened at 10 cents. And then made a move all the way up to 17 cents. So it kept moving, kept moving, kept moving, kept moving. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to jump in. As soon as I do, it turns around. So I jumped in with 16,000 shares at 16.23. Whoop, passed it. Yeah. So basically right here. It does move up a little bit. I was like up like $120 here. Then it came crashing down fast, and then it was actually moving down really fast, getting out at 14.08. So once you get down into like the pennies, like the actual penny stocks, they you can see where, like I said, it's 14.45 and stuff. And you can see it over here, like 10 cent, 10.99. They break it down pretty low to the, I guess, 10,000th of a penny or whatever. But anyways, so that was a $343 loss. Now let's do the math real quick. 16,000 shares. See how much capital that is putting up at 16.23. It's only at $2,600. I only risked or put up $2,600. So 16,000 shares. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. Let's see, MIRM, which we already looked at for my Tradenet trade, but we haven't looked at for this paper account. So I got in with 1,000 shares at 21.51 and added 1,000 at 21.15. Oof, that's a mess. So 21.47. 21.56. Is that the same? 21.51, 21. Is that an average? Okay, so it's an average. 21.47, 500 shares. 21.56, 500 more shares. Selling 250 at 21.85 and 250 at 22.02. So that's a pretty nice little gain there. Adding 1,000 at 21.15 as it came down, so I'm holding 1,500 shares now. And I sell all of that at 20.94, and I think I was in the red, like maybe 400 bucks or something. I don't really remember. Got back in with 1,500 shares at 21.01, selling 250 at 21.31, selling the other 1,250 at 20.79, it just was not holding up. Then YAYO. Let's go look at that one real quick. And then the last trade is where I make my money on MIRM. So this one, I was waiting to break $2 all day. I told everybody in chat, looking at pre-market, come up to $1.99 and drop down. I was like, I'm not interested unless it breaks $2. It broke here, but I mean, it was quick. It was like boom, back under. When it broke here, there was just a lot of volume. Which I mean, there was a lot of volume here too, but I mean, it didn't, stay above. Here it went above, and there was a lot of orders going through. So I jumped in at 209 with 4,000 shares. Ugh. Let's see, 4,000 shares. Sold 1,000 at 214, and then the other 3,000 at 197 on the way back down after it broke broke $2. I thought $2 would hold up as support, but it did not. So I lost 310 on that trade. And then we come down to the last MIRM. That one is so hard for me to say. So we'll actually look at it on the chart. Because it finally, it had this little flag it made. It broke out of it. Got in at $21.91. So right before the break of $22. $21.91. It did come down here, but I held. And then the squeeze happened, and then pop above 22, and I just kept holding. Sold 400 at 23.52. So that was more than $1 there. So almost $1.50, or maybe a little more. But yep. And then sold 200 at 23.77, and the last 600 at 23.13 on this way back down. So, and that got me up $1,260 on that trade, bringing me out of a massive hole up to 1432. Let's see what hole I was in before that trade. So, oh man. Yeah, it was a little over $3,000. So it was, or right at $3,000. Yeah. But in any case, it's no big deal. It is what it is. And I'm still waiting for this afternoon to see if it gives us another opportunity. Because, right now is basically lunch hours. At 2 o'clock, we'll see if it'll come up and break this $26. Get back above it, break $27, and maybe make a move up to 30. I will be leaving my platform up to be ready to trade it if that is the case, if it does work out. So maybe I'll have to do an update later to update you guys whether or not I made more money or lost more money. I probably am not going to trade it in the paper account because I'm trying to build up the Tradenet account. So if I'm going to trade it, it's probably going to be in this account here. And I hate their charting, so that's why I've got it set up like this. I'll just use my TD Ameritrade charts, and I actually watched the TD Ameritrade level 2s as well, because I don't know, just these level 2s for some reason I don't really care for. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back at it tomorrow, hopefully to make those losses back up in my paper account, and hopefully find something to make some money on in my Tradenet account. So yeah, we'll get back to it. Thanks for watching.